It's not. You'll be here. Just easy. You used to do at home. That's fine.
No, it's correct. We were learning a little bit, so
It's so nice all staying in one room. It really had like a lovely momentum and a lovely sort of continuity and integrity. Like every set, like really did kind of follow on theme. It's a really lovely evening. Yeah, it really did. Like, and it was so nice actually to be together. I mean, graduate attrition, of course.
when it's so nice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. I think probably that's the numbers of 41. So it's very important.
It's amazing, really well.
Yes.
You feel like your life's going on, but we're home. I forgot to bring my first fruit basket to wave.
Oh, next year.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's in this.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, everybody. Good Yontif. Welcome to Shavuot, a sequel.
Come back for a second, help you.
Shavuot 2. So, sweet. That's why Mega Susan's doing something important with ice cream, I think.
Oh, and you're a China-less.
It's become my minhag for Yisko, my dad's side.
Teresa.
And his little handkerchief, and Rosanna's back. And little Yisko.
What time do you think Torah service in this school will be?
We're anticipating Yisko being at 10:30.
Okay.
It might be a bit later than that.
Okay. And Torah before then?
Also, it's right after Halloween. Chag Sameach. Cast on all the wires.
Come together, probably. Give me away the ending.
The narrator is the Valha cheesecake.
Oh yeah, yes, it'll definitely be here.
I think that the word cheesecake is trending at Bonai Shalom.
I think it is.
Every time I go somewhere, this cheesecake floats through the air.
Hashtag eat cheesecake. Exactly. All right, friends. Well, I think we'll start. Reb Bracha is going to lead us in Hallel. We're starting right with Hallel on page 316. Additional to rise for Hallel. Welcome if any of you are online today. We have a treat for the second day Shavuot. We've got Hallel and a Torah service, and we've got a Yisro, which we'll get to around 10:30, and then we have a very special retelling of Ruth retold. Ruth reimagined.
Hallel is on page 316. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher קידשנו במצוותו וציוונו לקרוא את ההלל.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו לקרוא את ההלל.
הללויה, הללויה דשמיא, הללויה מי כאדוני אלוהינו, כי השבת ובשירה בשמיים ובארץ, מקימים מעפדיו, יש מדירים עליון השבעים נדבים נדבמו ושיר יקר את הבית הם הבנים צונך הללויה ויצחק ישראל ממצרים מיעקב מיעלם הייתה יהודה לגודשו ישראל מנשותיו היה סוב לאחו העין הרק גבעות כבני צאן הירדן יסוב לאחו העין תרקדו גאים גבעות כבני צאן מלפני אדון ירד מלפני אלוהי יעקב אהובי אסורי עלמי שמיים אלוהי לנו כי לשמך תן כבוד. בטח אדוני עזרם ומגינם בית אדון נדחו באדוני עזרם ומגינם ירא אדוני נדחו באדוני עזרם ומגינם אדוני צדקנו יברך בית ישראל האמנתי ידבר אדוני, אני עניתי מאוד, אני אמרתי בחוצי, כל האדם כוזב, מאשיב אדוני, כל תגמולו אליי, כל סיסוות עשיו, ובשם אדוני אקרא, יראי לאדוני השלם, נגדנה לכל עמו, וקר בעיני אדוני, אמרת וחסידיו. ובשם אדוני אקרא, נדרי אדוני השלם, נגדנה לכל עמו, וחטרפת אדוני בתוכך ירושלים. הללויה.
319.
הללו את אדוני כל גויים, שבחו כל האומים, יגבר עלינו חסדו, אמת אדוני לעולם.
הללויה.
הודו לאדוני כי טוב, כי לעולם חסדו.
הודו לאדוני כי טוב, כי לעולם חסדו.
יאמר נא ישראל, כי לעולם חסדו.
הודו לאדוני כי טוב, כי לעולם חסדו.
יאמרו נא בית אהרון, כי לעולם חסדו.
הודו לאדוני כי טוב, כי לעולם חסדו.
יאמרו נא יראה אדוני, כי לעולם חסדו.
הודו לאדוני כי טוב, כי לעולם חסדו.
מן המצר
קראתי עננים במרחביה,
מן המצר קראתי עננים במרחביה. ענני, ענני, ענני במרחביה. ענני, ענני, ענני במרחביה. אדוני לי לא יירא, מה יעשה לי אדם? אדוני לי בעוזרי, ואני אראה בשונאי. טוב לחסד באדוני מבטוח באדם, טוב לחסד באדוני מבטוח בנדיבים. הגויים סובבוני בשם אדוני כי עמילם, סבוני גם סובבוני בשם אדוני כי עמילם. סבוני כדרורים דחו באש קצים בשם אדוני כי עמילם. דחו דחיתני לנבול,
אדוני עזרני. 320.
עוזי וזמרתיה, ויהי ישועה. עוזי, עוזי וזמרתיה, ויהי ישועה.
ימין אדוני במלאכה, ימין אדוני שחי. גם עוד כי אחיה ואספר מעשיה. יסוד ישראליה.
ומוות לא נתנה לי. פיתחו לי שערי צדק על העולם עוליה. פיתחו לי שערי צדק על העולם עוליה. זה השער לאדוני, צדיקים יבואו. זה השער לאדוני, צדיקים יבואו. עודך כי עניתני ותהי ישועה. עודך כי עניתני ותהי ישועה. אמן מעשו הבונים, העצה לראש פינה. אמן מעשו הבונים, העצה לראש פינה. ואת אדוני הייתה זאת, היא נפלאת בעינינו. ואת אדוני הייתה זאת, היא נפלאת בעינינו. זה היום עשה אדוני, נגילה ונשמחה בו. זה היום עשה אדוני, נגילה ונשמחה בו. אנא אדוני הושיע נא.
אנא אדוני הושיע נא.
אנא אדוני הושיע נא.
אנא אדוני הושיע נא.
אנא אדוני הצליחה נא.
אנא אדוני הצליחה נא.
אנא אדוני הצליחה נא.
אנא אדוני הצליחה נא.
ברוך הבא בשם אדוני. בירכנוכם מבית אדוני. ברוך הבא בשם אדוני. בירכנוכם מבית אדוני. אל אדוני ויעל לנו ישוחק בעבודים עד כאן המזבח. ויעל לנו ישוחק בעבודים עד כאן המזבח. לי אתה ועודך אלוהי אדונך רצונך וכל עמך בית ישראל ברינה ידעו ויפרחו וישבחו ויפארו וירוממו ויריצו ויקדישו וימליכו את שמך מלכנו כי לך טוב להודות ולשמך נאה לזמר כי מעולם ועד עולם אתה אל ברוך אתה אדוני מלך מעולל בתשבחות
אמן.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה ועלמא דברך ירטה וימך מלכותי וחי יכול ויומכון וחי תכל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן. ישמי רב ומברך לעולם עולמי עולמי יתברך וישתבח יפעל ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי לקדושה בריחו אלא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תשבחתה ונחמתה דאמרן בעלמא ואמרו
אמן.
תתקבל צלתהון ובעותהון דכל ישראל קדם ובעון נשבעתי ושמיה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלום רב משמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עשה שלום בדרמה וברחמה יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו
Amen. Shakah, beautiful Hallel, Rebracha. Did you want to carry on? Do the Torah service? If you want. We've got the Hashems and all of that.
We got some ark openness.
No? Is anyone assigned for anything?
Rabbi Ruth, you want to open the ark?
Well, I don't know, something Susan might have assigned people. Did anyone get assigned the special honour of Peticha, of opening the ark?
You want Rabbi Ruth? Come on, Rabbi. How nice to have yet another rabbi with us.
Yeah. Page 322.
אין כמוך באלוהים אדוני לגמשך מלכותך מלכות
כל עולמים וממשלתך וכל דור ודור. אדוני מלך, אדוני מלך, אדוני מלך לעולם ועד. אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן. אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום. אמן.
את ראשון העליון תבנה חומות ירושלים תבנה חומות ירושלים
כי לך לבטחנו
ונישא אדוני. ויהי בנשוא אהרון ויאמר משה
קומה אדוני יפוצו אליך וינוסו מפניך מפניך
כי בציון תצא תורה
כי בציון תצא תורה ודבר
אדוני
בירושלים ברוך שנתן תורה ברוך שנתן תורה לעמו ישראל
these moments before the open ark with the God who is endlessly patient, the God that has protected us and our ancestors and loved us and sought only blessing and goodness for us and for this world. We take a few moments to pray for what we most need and for what our planet most needs. Remembering that today is Shavuot, which is the wedding day of the king, on which the king hands out enormous portions, so to be outrageous in our requests. Ask for what we really, really want. Bottom of page 323. Ani tefilati lecha Adonai Herason Elohim Baruch Hasecha Ani Ani Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Adonai Rama Shemo Yadam Lecha
Adonai Hagidurah Ve'Tiferet Ve'Hanetzach Ve'Hod Chag Sameach, everybody. Welcome. Welcome. We have five rabbis here today. Welcome, colleagues and friends. Reb Oriha, Rabbi Ruth Gelfar. Thank you, Reb Bracha, for a lovely Hallel and Torah service, and Rabbi Rosalie is also here, who's created a beautiful Ruth experience that we're going to have later on. But we're now going to read, obviously, the Torah. We read on the second day of Shavuot, traditionally from Parshat Re'eh, the end of the Parsha, from the book of Deuteronomy, which is sort of one of the places where the Torah tells of the Chagim. What's really interesting when it comes to Shavuot, in this part of the Torah, it doesn't tell you anything about Shavuot at all. It just says you will keep Shavuot, basically. It doesn't tell you that it's a festival of first fruits. It doesn't tell you that it's a festival of the wheat harvest. It certainly doesn't tell you it's a festival of receiving the Torah, or that it's a marriage between God and the Jewish people. It's just sort of Shavuot, the completion of the counting of the Omer, the 49 days of counting, and then the 50th day being Shavuot. So it's just interesting, I partially think, like Reb Bracha was sharing yesterday, about how, some of the beautiful midrashim, and what comparing Shavuot to Shmini Atzeret, where there's not much to do. Like there is, on Pesach, we know what we're going to have a Seder, we're going to clean our homes, we're going to eat matzah. On Sukkot, we're going to build a sukkah, we're going to wave the Arba Minim, but on Shavuot, it's not clear what we do. Eating that delicious cheesecake that Stephen has been making for us for so many weeks is not in the Torah, and it's just a tradition to eat cheesecake. So as we, conclude this festival of Shavuot, it's almost like just in the way that receiving the Torah can be and should be unique to each one of us. We each receive a different kind of Torah. We can sort of mold this second day of Shavuot into our own personal experience and receive what we need to receive from it, because the Torah doesn't say much. So that's where we are. We're going to be beginning our Torah reading on Kol Bachor, right? So it's chapter 15, verse 19 on page
1080.
Thank you, 1080. And we haven't actually pre-assigned any aliyot. I don't know if anyone has a yard site or some special reason why they'd like an aliyah today. Make yourself known in a traditional way, like putting your hand up. Okay, Rosalie just stood up, so we'll give her the first aliyah. Yeah. But anyway, come and have an aliyah. ויעזור ויגן ויושיע לכל החוסים בו ונאמר אמן. הכל הבו גדול אלוהינו תנו כבוד לתורה תעמוד הרב רייזל בת אליה ופריידל לעלייה הראשונה ברוך שנתן תורה לעם ישראל בקדושתו ואתם הדליקים אדוני אלוהיכם חיים כולכם היום.
Your shirt's not to remember Katan Torah. Oh well, my third bar mitzvah.
Didn't we roll that one?
Yes. Yeah, we did. I'm just finding cool. Ah, here.
Baruch et Adonai HaBarach. Baruch Adonai HaBarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bacha banu mikol ha'amin, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Amen. Kol habakor. Asher Yivaled Bivkarka Utzonaka Hazakar Takdish Ladonai Laheka Lo Tavo Bivkor Shoreka Lo Tagos Bivkor Tzoneka Mifnei Adonai Laheka Tokalenu Shana B'Shana B'Makom Asher Yivkar Adonai Ata Uveiteka V'Ki Bo Mum Piseko Iver Kol Mumra Lo Tizvakenu L'Adonai Laheka Bishareka Tokalenu Tameva Hatahor Yakdav Kitzavi V'Kayal Rocket Demo Lo Tokel Al Haaretz Tishbakenu Kamayim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai notein.
Those of us who are vegans should especially pay attention to what to do with the blood.
Yes. Indeed. Schaffe. Anybody feeling it for a second Aliyah? Oh yeah, okay. Ta'amod, Sima Yehudi, Bracha Menucha, Verolei, Aliyah Shenit. So now we come into Shamurat Chodesh Aviv. We go from Pesach, the counting of the Omer, to Shavuot in our reading. Just very quickly sharing a piece of Torah that Baruch and I were looking at this morning, this beautiful teaching from the Sfat Emet, who says that, you know, just like we have a blessing before and after eating food, we have a blessing before and after reading the Torah. The blessing before is connected, according to this teaching, to Shavuot when we receive the Torah, and the blessing of after is connected to Simchat Torah when we've had a whole year to sort of ingest the Torah and be nourished by the Torah. And it says, you have planted in our midst, you know, you planted the seeds of Torah in our midst, and this beautiful idea that we get nourished by Torah spiritually like we get nourished by food physically, you know, this idea. And so every time someone gets an aliyah, they say the blessing before and the blessing after, and it's powerful. So let's be fed, let our souls be nourished by Torah. Chapter 16, verse 1.
Baruch Adonai Hamborah.
Baruch Adonai
Baruch Adonai Baruch Elam Ba'eh. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen.
Shamor et chodesh ha'aviv v'asita Pesach l'Adonai Elohecha. Hi b'chodesh ha'aviv hotziacha ha Adonai Elohecha mimitzrayim laila. V'zavachta Pesach l'Adonai Elohecha. Tzonu bakar b'makom. Asher yivchar Adonai l'shakin shemosh shaham. Lo tochal alav chametz shivat yamim tochal alav matzot lechem oni ki v'chipazon. Yatzata me'eretz Mitzrayim lema'an tizkohor et yom tzchitcha me'eretz Mitzrayim kol yemei chayecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen. Shakach, third aliyah. Any takers? Jeff, would you like an aliyah?
Sure.
Ya'amot Yosef
Yaakov ben Mordechai.
Yaakov ben Mordechai, the aliyah hashlishit.
Good news, it's not his.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaBarak. Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch et Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch et Adonai noten HaTorah.
Amen. Amen. V'lo yivra elecha se'or b'chol gevulcha shivat yamin. V'lo yalihin min habasar asher tizbach ba'erev b'yom harishon b'boker lo tuchal lizbach et hapasach b'chad she'arecha asher Adonai Elohecha noten lach ki imel hamakom asher yivchar Adonai Elohecha l'shaken shemo sham tizbach et hapasach ba'erev Givo Hashemesh moed sitcha mimitzrayim uvashalta ve'achalta b'makom asher yivchar Adonai Chavo ufanita b'boker v'halachta l'holecha sheshet yamim tochal matzot uvayam hashvi'i atzeret l'Adonai Elohecha lo ta'aseh melacha.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten HaTorah.
Amen. Shukach. Anyone else want to run there? Please. Tamod. Chaya. Chaya bat Abraham v'Sarah la'aliyah ha'revi'it.
I'd like to take you in honor of my late mother-in-law. This is the 22nd anniversary of my conversion to Judaism at Shavuot 22 years ago, and she was my Naomi. So in honor of Hortense Rubin.
What's her name?
Hortense Rubin on a rock.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with us. 22 years. Counting the Omer. Here it is. In a different form.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaBarak.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaBarak Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten HaTorah.
Amen. Amen. Shiva Shavuot tisfar lach mechel kermesh bakama tachel lispor Shiva Shavuot v'asihita chad Shavuot Adonai Elohecha misahat nidvajetcha asher titen kasher yivrecha Adonai Elohecha v'samachta halifnei Adonai Elohecha ata uvincha uvitecha v'avdecha v'amatecha v'halevi asher b'sharecha v'hageher v'hayatom v'almana asher b'kirbecha v'makom asher yivchar Adonai Elohecha l'shaken shemo sham v'zacharta ki eved hayita b'mitzrayim v'shamarta v'asita et hachukim ha'erev.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tokenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten HaTorah.
Amen. One aliyah left. Anyone want it? Going once? Please. Yes. Tamod. Shalom.
Sarah. But Devorah.
Tamod Sarah bat Devorah aliyah hachamishit. So before the fifth aliyah, I feel like that's such a beautiful reason to have an aliyah, Karen. So say a Misha Berach and honor you on this 22nd anniversary of your path, your Jewish path, and your Naomi, as you said. What was her name again?
Hortense and Hannah Rocco.
Misha Berach Avotenu Abraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov v'Imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah Hu yivarech et Chaya bat Abraham v'Sarah she'ata hayom לכבוד המקום ולכבוד התורה ולכבוד הקהילה ולכבוד Chag HaShavuot, v'ligvod 22nd anniversary of walking in Jewish shoes, and in honor of your mother-in-law, what did you say? Chana Rochel. הקדוש ברוך הוא ישמור אותה וכל משפחתה וישלח ברכה והצלחה בכל מעשה ידיה וכל ישלחתך ונאמר אמן. Mazel tov. And we'll say Misha Berach for Cholim now. Prayer of healing. If I have a list of names here, and if you want to add any names to this list of healing, please do so. We're very much thinking of Barbara Traeger, thinking of Michelle's sister-in-law, Rachel Goldman, and a lot of other people. And I will read these names, and please add your own either in your heart or say out loud when I leave a pause. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב אמותינו שרה רבקה רחל ולאה הוא יברך וירפא את החולים רחל נחמה בת ברכה רבקה בת ישראל ושרה Dan ben Rosa Basha Leah bat Miriam Vaharon Julia Pilov Ruven ben Rivka Uri ben Ahuva Esther bat Sarah Ela bat Ofra Gunter Maurus Beth Hawley Mireille Kay Wendy Clow Hannah bat Penina Sura Malka bat Svi Hirsch, Miriam Leah Sipora bat Sarah, Emma Clark, Alonit bat Yael, Bill Nagel, Yona bat Shirley Yochanan, Yosef Michael ben Yehudit, Yocheved bat Sarah, Thomas Kalin, Kevin Davis, Abraham Lael ben Hinder, Chava Rachel bat Batsheva, Harav Tuvia Levi ben Batia, Tasha Stanley, Ephraim ben Salima. Kadosh Baruch Hu Yimalei Rachamim Aleihem Achazikav Rakotav Yishlach Lehem Refuah Shlema Min HaShamayim Refuat HaNefesh Refuat HaGuf B'toch Sha'acholei Yisrael V'cholei HaOlam Yom Tov Hu Melizok Refuah Kravo Hashtav Galav Zman Karim V'Noma Amen. All of those in need of healing, whether mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, people traumatized by awful tragedy in our world, people who feel unsafe, people with mental illness, people struggling with addictions, all of the ways in which people need healing, we pray that the source of all blessing bring them physical and spiritual healing, and we say Amen.
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 Baruch Hu Adonai Hamavarach. Baruch Adonai Barach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Sukkahs already.
Amen. Chag HaSukkot ta'aseh lecha shiv'at yamim be'osvecha migornecha umikvecha v'samachta v'chakecha ata uvincha uvitcha bavadecha v'amatecha v'halevi v'hager v'yata v'amana asher v'sharecha v'sharecha shivat yamim tachol l'Adonai Elohecha b'makom asher yivchar Adonai Ki Yavarecha Adonai Elohecha V'chol tvorcha v'chol ma'aseh yadecha v'hayita ach sameach Shalosh pa'amim b'shana Yira'eh kol zikrucha Et pnei Adonai Elohecha b'makom asher yivchar v'chag hamatzot uv'chag haShavuot uv'chag haSukkot V'lo yira'eh et pnei Adonai rekaham ish kimat yado kivircha had Adonai Elohecha asher natan la.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natah b'tocheinu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Please rise if you're able to. Vikada Shemei Rabba Mani Blachutei V'Amlich Malchutei V'Chayei Yom Yom U'Chayei Nechobei Yisrael Bagala U'Bizman Karim Sh'imaru Amen Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevorach Yom 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 Hayah Yitbarach Shiratah, Dush V'Chatah V'Nechemata, Damira V'Yalma, V'Imeru, Amen. Ta'amot HaMagbiah v'Ta'amot HaGolelet L'Sefer HaRishon. V'Zot HaTorah Asher Moshe Schmelz Tvihersh Ben Yehuda Meir Simcha Halevi Maftir. For the Maftir, we're reading, of course, from Parshat Pinchas, chapter. What are we reading?
28. We're reading chapter 28, verse 26, and it's on page 932.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach. Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam V'Ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Baruch Rabanu Mikol Ha'amim Natan Lanu Et Torah. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Uveyom Abikurim Ba'akrivchem Mincha Chadasha L'Adonai B'Shvuotechem Nikra Kodesh Yelachem Kol Melachet Avodah Lo Tasu V'Ikravtem Olah L'Reach Nechoach L'Adonai Parim B'nei Bakar Shnayim Ayil Echad Shiva Kvasim B'nei Shana Uminchatam Solet Belulav Hashamen Shlosha Esronim L'Para Echad Shnei Esronim L'Ayil HaEchad Isaron L'Keves HaEchad HaEchad L'Shivat HaKvasim Seir Zim Echad L'Chaper Alechem milvad ola atatami minchato tasu T'mimim yu lachem v'nizkehem.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emes v'chayei olam notabeso chenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Anybody feeling strong? This is really heavy, this Torah. Anyone want to do Haggadah on this second Torah? Hag Sameach. Ya'amod ha'magbiya. Anybody feeling like they want to address the Torah? Somebody? Ta'amod hagolelet l'sefer hasheni. Please rise. I think we should totally. When you're ready, just go into my house and wait. Everybody wants to see.
Torah asher sam Moshe b'nei Yisrael al pi Adonai b'yad Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Moasha kehilat Yaakov, Moasha kehilat Yaakov, Moasha kehilat Yaakov, Torah tziva lanu Moshe.
Shukar to Ron. See you, man. See you too. Cool. That's for now. We
Several years ago, a patient told me in clinic that he had transitioned from Jeremiah to Habakkuk. I was nonplussed and had no idea whatsoever what he was talking about, but in recent years, and especially with the opportunity to read the Haftorah today, which is the only Haftorah in the entire yearly cycle from Habakkuk, I feel very blessed, and I'd like to read this description of this Haftorah from Rabbi Jonathan Sachs in the Koran Siddur. The passage, besides the first part of it, of course, dealing with the chariot of salvation, which is similar to the Haftorah yesterday from Ezekiel, the passage culminates in one of the most beautiful sentiments in the entire prophetic literature. Though the fig tree does not blossom and there are no grapes on the vines, though there is no grain in the fields and the flocks and herds have gone, still I will rejoice in the Lord and will exult in the God who delivers me. This is faith in its most sublime. Though everything else were to be taken from me, I would still have God, and it would be more than enough. To live in the presence of God, knowing that He is with us whatever fate brings, is to experience ultimate existential joy, joy in the simple fact that He is and we are, and that we are because of He is. Nothing could separate us from the source of our being. We live in the light of His presence, and thus in hope and joy.
if you want to know more about Sheldon's patient, I heard some of the story yesterday. You can ask him at Kiddush.
Yes, he really lived this. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher bochar ben v'yim tovim v'ratzah b'divreihem hanem orim b'emes Baruch atah Adonai Abocher b'Torah v'Moshe avdo u'v'Yisrael amo u'nviveho emet v'tzedek Tefillah lahavakuk hanovi asher goyonos Adonai Shamati Shimacha Yeresi Adonai Polcha Bakerev Shonim Chayehu Bekerev Shonim Todia Baroges Rachem Tizkor Eloha Mitemon Yovo V'kadosh Meharparon Selah Kisa Shamayim Hodo Utihilaso Mola Haaretz V'noga Kor Tihiyeh Karnayim Yodolo V'sham Hevyon Uzo Lefanov Yelech Dover V'yetze Reshaf L'Raglav Amad Vayom Ded Eretz Ra'ah Vayeter Goyim Vayispotzetzu Hareread Shachu Givo Solom Alicho Solom Lo Tachasoven Ra'isi Ole Kushan Yirgazun Yirios Eretz Midyan Havin Harim Hara Adonai Im Ban Harim Apecha Im Bayam Avrosecha Ki Tirkav Al Susecha Birchivosecha Yeshua Eryata Teor Kishtecha Shavuos Matos Omer Selah Neharos Tivaka Oretz Ra'ucha Yehilu Harim Zeremayim Over Nasan Tehom Kolo Rom Yodu Nasa Shemesh Yoreach Amad Zivula Leor Chitzecha Yahalev Ku Lenoga Barak Chanisecha Bizam Tisad Oretz Ba'af Tadush Goyim Yotsosa Leyeshav Amecha Leyeshav Esmishicheha Machas Tarosh Mibeis Rasha Oros Yisod Atzavor Selah Nakavta B'matav Rosh Parazor Yisaru Lafitzeni Ali Tzusom Kamalechol Oni Bamis Tor Dorcheta Bayom Susecha Chomer Mayim Rabim Shamati Fatigas Betini Lekol Solus Vasai Yavo Rokov Vatsama Vatachtai Argos Asher Anuach Leom Tzara La'alos La'am Yegudenu Ki te'enolo tifrach ve'ein Shavuot Bagifanim Beki Chetz Maaseh Zai Ushdemos Lo Asochel Gazar B'michlatzon Ve'en Bakor B'rafasim Ba'ani Elozah Agila Belohei Yishi Adonai Elohim Cheli Vayosem Raglei Ka'ayolod Va'al Bamosai Yedarcheni Lamanaseach Beniginosoi Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam tzor kol olamim tzadik v'chol adoros hoel hane'emon haomer v'oseh hamdaber m'kayem shechol devarav emes v'tzedek Ne'eman atahu Adonai Eloheinu v'ne'emanim devarecha v'davor echad b'dvarecha echor lo yoshuv reikam ki hamelech ne'eman v'rachaman atah baruch atah Adonai hoel hane'eman v'chol devarav Rachem al Tzion ki hi beis chayenu v'lalevash nefesh toshia b'mheira b'yameinu baruch atah Adonai v'samech Tzion b'vaneha Sabcheinu Adonai Eloheinu be'eliyahu anovi avdecha uv'malchus beis David mishichecha b'mheira yavo v'yogel libeinu al kiso lo yeshev zor v'lo yinchalu od acherim es kavodov ki v'shem kachachad nishbato lo shalo yichben neiro li'olam va'ed baruch atah Adonai Mogen David Al HaTorah v'al Avodah v'al Hanviim v'al Yom HaShavuot hazeh shenosata lanu Adonai Eloheinu l'sason u'l'simcha l'chavod u'l'sifores al hakol Adonai Eloheinu anachnu modim lach umvarchim osach yisbarach shimcha b'fi chochai tamid li'olam va'ed baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh Yisrael v'hazmanim.
Amen. Chag Sameach, everybody. We're going to transition into our Yizkor service in just a minute here. As always, I know some people have a strong minhag of not being here for Yizkor if both your parents are alive. I want to give people who do have that minhag a chance to leave, but we do encourage people to stay together. We're all remembering people, whether our grandparents or friends, colleagues, teachers. My minhag, as many of you know, has become to, every time there's a Yizkor, to wear one of my father's ties and his handkerchief. And this is Reb Zalman's kippah. So I bring into my Yizkor my father, of course, and my grandparents and my beloved teacher, Reb Zalman. And just acknowledging that some people here have had very recent losses, some people here remembering people who've been gone a long time. And as we go into the Yizkor of Shavuot, such strong teachings about a human being like a Torah, and we receive Torah on Shavuot, so perhaps just as we remember people, thinking about the Torah that we have received from the people that we're remembering, the Torah that we've received from our parents, from our teachers, from whoever it is we're remembering today, just what wisdom, what love, what gifts, what sweet, nourishing gifts have we learned from them. And also acknowledging for some of us those memories are painful as well, and just there's a beautiful, in this Yizkor, in this Siddur, there is an acknowledgement of that with a special way of remembering a parent who has not been so kind, you know. We still remember, and we just offer that blessing that all of our memories will be like seeds in heaven. And so much about Shavuot is about the quality of chesed, loving kindness, compassion, and we might also be thinking about the little gifts of chesed that we've received from our loved ones. So just taking a moment just to bring in the presence, the memory, the blessings of our loved ones, bringing them into this space. If you're able to, I invite you to rise now as we bring the Torahs up to the bima. And we'll be on page 330. Adonai, Madam v'tzedaehu, Ben Enosh v'tatchvehu, Adam lahevel dama, Yamav k'tzei loveh, Baboker yatzif v'chalav, La'erev Yimolel v'yavesh, Limnot yameinu kein hoda, V'navi levav chokhmah. Adonai, what are human beings that you take account of them, mortals that you care for them. Humans are as a breath, their days like a passing shadow. In the morning they flourish anew, in the evening they shrivel and die. Teach us to count each day that we may acquire a heart of wisdom. Some of us recall parents who gave us life, who cared for us and nurtured us, and who taught us to take our first steps on our own. Some of us remember a wife, husband or partner, our friend and lover with whom we shared so much of our lives, our failures and achievements, joys and sorrows, intimate secrets. Some of us recall brothers and sisters who matured together with us, sometimes competing with us and sometimes encouraging us on, bound to us by a long life relationship. Some of us remember children entrusted to us too briefly, to whom we gave our loving care and from whom we received a trust that enriched our lives. Their memory is always with us. Many of us recall relatives who knew us, teachers who affected us, and beloved friends who walked beside us in life, guiding us, listening to us, supporting us. Our lives are shaped by those who are alongside us as we walked on our path. May our inheritance impel us to strive to live lives of holiness and service. May memories of love inspire us to love. May painful memories impel us to mitigate the pain of others' experience. And may we be granted the strength to affirm life's meaning even in the face of death. The deaths of those we now recall left holes in our lives, but we are grateful for the gift of their love. May their memory, recalled this day, be a blessing for us and all who come to know us. Shiviti Adonai lenegdi tamid, ki mimini balemot, lachein samach libi biagel kvodi, af besari yishkon lavetach. Adonai is always before me, at my right hand, lest I fall. Therefore I am happy, glad, made happy, though I know that my flesh will lie in the ground forever. We pause now, each of us to enter into our own personal memorial prayers on page 335. Yizkor Elohim et nishmat Avi Mori. On page 336, a Yizkor for all of the members of this congregation, our builders, people who've given so much to community. Yizkor Elohim et nishmot yedideinu chevrei hakahal hakadosh hazeh שהלכו לעולמם, אנא תהיינה נפשותיכם צורות בצורות החיים, ותהי מנוחתם כבוד. סוב השמחות את פניך נעימות, ממך נצח, אמן. A special Yizkor for the 6 million, many of the survivors that we've known and loved in our community actually commemorated the days of Shavuot as one of the days that their loved ones perished. It's one of the days that people were rounded up, certainly in the Hungarian Jewish communities. Yizkor Elohim et nishmot כל אחינו בני ישראל שמסרו את נפשם על קידוש השם, ואת הנשים, נשים וטף,
שנחנקו ושנשרפו ושנהרגו בשואה, בעבור שאנו מתפללים בעד הזכרת נשמתם. אנא ישמע בחיינו את גבורתם ומסירותם, ויראה במעשינו תוהה ליבם, ותהיינה נפשותיהם צורות בצורו החיים, ותהי מנוחתם כבוד. שובע שמחות את פניך נעימות בימינך נצח. Amen. Amen. May God remember the souls of the martyrs of our people who gave their lives for the sanctification of God's name, the men and women and children who were slaughtered, burned and killed in the Holocaust. In their memory we pray, may our lives reflect a measure of their bravery, dedication and purity of soul. May their souls be bound up in the bond of life. May they be remembered with honor, and may they rest in peace at your right hand forever. Amen. יזכור אלוהים את נשמות כל אחינו ואחיותינו בני ישראל שהקריבו את נפשותיהם בדרך להקמת מדינת ישראל ובהגנתה, וכל אלה שנטבחו במעשי חבלה, בעבור שאנו מתפללים בעד הזכרת נשמתם. אנא נזכור לעולם את גבורתם מסירותם ותמימותם, ותהיינה נפשותיהם צורות בצור החיים, ותהי מנוחתם כבוד. שובע שמחות את פניך נעימות בימינך נצח. אמן. אמן. And now El Malay Rachamim, a memorial prayer for all of those that we remember, all the Torah that we received from all these people, our loved ones, our teachers, our family members, our friends. El Malay Rachamim, Shochein Bamromim, המצא מנוחת נכונה תחת כנפי השכינה, במעלות קדושים וטהורים כזוהר הרקיע, מזהירים לנשמות כל אלה שהזכרנו היום לברכה, שהלכו לעולמם, בגן עדן תהי מנוחתם. אנא בעל הרחמים, הסתירם בסתר כנפיך לעולמים, וצרו בצרו החיים את נשמותיהם. אדוני הוא נחלתם, וינוחו בשלום על משכבותיהם, ונאמר אמן. Exalted, compassionate God, grant perfect peace in your sheltering presence among the holy and the pure, whose radiance is like the heavens, to the souls of all those we have recalled today. May their memory be a blessing, and may they rest in paradise. Master of mercy, may they find eternal shelter beneath your sheltering wings, and may their souls be bound up in the bond of life. Adonai is their portion. May they rest in peace. And let us say, Amen. Adonai Roi La'esa B'hinat Esher Yavitzeini Yemei menuchot v'nachaleni Nafshi yeshavev Nafshi yeshavev Yancheni v'maglei tzedek Leman shemo Gam ki elech B'geit samavet Lo irara Ki ata imadi Shivtecha Umishantecha Shivtecha Umishantecha Hema Yenachamuni Tarok lefanai shulchan Tarok lefanai shulchan Tarok lefanai shulchan Neged sorai Dijanta v'shemen roshi Dishanta v'shemen roshi Dishanta v'shemen roshi Kosirevaya Ach tov v'chesed Yedefuni kol yemei chayai V'shavti b'beit Adonai V'shavti b'beit Adonai Le'orech yamin Yalanai lai 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 Yalalai lai 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 Yalalai lai 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 Yalalai Yalalai lai 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 Yalalai lai 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 lai. Let's read together if you'd like in the English. Adonai, we're on 337. Adonai is my shepherd, I shall not want. God lays me down in green pastures, leads me to still waters, renews my life, guides me in right paths, for that is God's way. Though I walk through a valley as dark as death, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You spread a table before me in full view of my foes. You anoint my head with oil, my cup is overflowing. Only goodness and steadfast love shall pursue me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of Adonai forever. In everything there is at least an eighth part that is death. Its weight is not great. With that secret and carefree grace, we carry it everywhere we go, on lovely awakenings, on journeys, in lovers' words, in our distraction forgotten at the edges of our affairs. It is always with us, weighing hardly anything at all. And we now say the Kaddish on page 338 as we honor the souls and the memories of all of those who we have brought into our hearts today in memory and blessing and their Torah, and may we honor their memories by living the best lives that we can, so we can really say Zichronam Livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. 338. Yitgadal Yitgadash Shemei Rabbah Be'amad Yivrach Yotei Yamlik Malchutei V'ayechon Yemechon Chayei B'kol Beit Yisrael V'adalav Zman Karim Yimru Yehi Shemei Rabbah Yivrach Le'olam Le'olam Yivarach V'yishtabach V'yitbar V'yizman V'yitzaseh Yitzadai Yitzaleh Yitzalal Shmei Le'elam Yikol Birchata V'Shivata Toshvachata V'Nehmata Damina Oseh Shalom Imam. We Oseh Shalom. Page 339. Ashrei Yoshvei Techa Dilcha Salah. Tilat Adonai Yida Bepi V'Bareko Basa Shem Kochol Olam Va'ed Na'anu Hallelujah et Shem Adonai Ki niskav Shemo levado Odol haaretz v'shamayim v'yarem k'heren le'amo Tila Hasidav Lifnei Yisrael Am Kolovo Hallelujah, Hallelujah LeDavid Mizmor L'Adonai ha'aretz u'melo אשר נשא לשם נפשי ולא נשבע לקימה נישא ברכה לעין אדוני וצדקה לעין משעות ותושב ובך שתי פניך יעקב סלע זהו שם ונשאו פתחי עולם ויעקב מלך
Good Yom Tov, everyone. It's so good to see you all here. And I invite our Shavuot Spielers to please join at the Bima. What a beautiful davening so far today. On Simchas Torah, Simchas Toida, we show our happiness with our bodies and our spirit. We carry the Torah against our chest, on our shoulders. We press our cheek against its velvet garment. We hold strongly to the Torah's wooden handles. We smell the scent of aged parchment and wood, and we dance. And we twirl, and the tzitzit of our talitot form their own circles to our vigor and joy. On Shavuot, we have an imagery of standing at Sinai amid the thunder and the lightning in anticipation of including ourselves in God's plan. We celebrate through a textual encounter and study Torah all night long. Kabbalah Torah is celebrated twice in the Jewish calendar, once with emotions on Simchat Torah, and once with intellect. And today we'll do both as we reenact Megillat Ruth through text and nigun. The Baal Shem Tov, founder of Hasidism, taught that the Hasidic nigun was a musical path to God that transcended the limitations of language itself. Rabbi Nachman of Braslav wrote that music originates from the prophetic spirit. Song is the soul. Reb Shneur Zalman of Liadi, the Alter Rebbe and founder of Chabad Hasidus, was born in Liozna near the town of Lubavitch. He composed nigunim that in some instances became the language which formed a deeper spiritual encounter and connection made for the common person. Some melodies were composed during his imprisonment by the Tsarist government in St. Petersburg. The Rebbe taught that melody was an outpouring from the human soul which leads to a spiritual awakening and an ability to receive the divine. This cleaving to God, known as dvekus in Hebrew, can reach a separation of the soul from the body and a spiritual ascent to heaven. There are gates in heaven that cannot be opened except by melody and song. The concept of dvekut, of cleaving, was introduced in the book of Deuteronomy, as it is written, Va'ota ta'avodu uvo tidbakun. Him shall you serve, and to him shall you hold fast. Ruth is also described as experiencing a dvekut, a cleaving. The narrative reads, Ruth dafka ba, and Ruth clung to Naomi. For our program, I chose to sing the melodies written by the Chabad rabbis and their composers, whose origins, some of which are from Lubavitch, Russia. Why did I choose melodies? For 4 reasons. To help us align with Ruth's capacity to cleave to Naomi and the Jewish people. The melodies evoke both hardship, faith, and hope, which mirrors their experiences, their story. Also, the Hasidic dynasties throughout Europe since the time of the Baal Shem Tov composed hundreds of melodies that are sung all over the world to this day. Many of these dynasties, along with their melodies, originated or are now resituated in Russia and in the Ukraine, coming from Hungary, Poland, Romania. Ukraine today is home to at least 13 among these dynasties that were resituated there or arose from there, such as Belz, Skver, Vizhnitz, Berdichev, and Munkach. These transformative melodies during troubling times informed hope and continuity, perseverance and faith.
Ruth also, and a third reason, is that Ruth was the great-grandmother of David HaMelech, to whom many psalms are attributed and whose words are accessible and familiar to us this day through melody. And the fourth reason, to have an opportunity to engage in both an inspiring story and contemplative song, and hopefully let us ignite together a Sinai moment. Amen. We are grateful for our Shavuot spielers today. They are Stephen Court, a narrator. Naomi is played by Michelle Goldman. Ruth is by Stacy Aviva Flynn. Boaz by Alan Katz. And the introductions and melodies by myself and Rabbi Mark Soloway will share in some of that as well. I invite you to relax yourselves and enjoy our little Shavuot spiel. Woo!
It was in the days when the judges governed the people. The story of Ruth opens up to the narrative where a man named Elimelech, his wife Naomi, along with their two sons Machlon and Chilion, are leaving Bethlehem in the land of Judah where there's a great famine. They settle in the land of Moab. Elimelech dies soon after. Naomi's two sons marry. 10 years later, tragedy strikes again. Naomi's two sons die. She and her two daughters-in-law, Orpah, and the widow of Chilion, and Ruth, the widow of Malchon, grieve together and wonder what is next for each.
To God alone does my soul hope, for my hope is from him. He alone is my rock and my salvation, my stronghold, I shall not falter. Ya ma 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 ma, ya ma 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 ma, ya ma 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 ma, ya ma ma ma, ya ma ma ma, ya mama, ya mama. Ach Elohim, tomi nafshi, ki mimenu tikvasi. Achu, tzuri vishuasi, miskavi lo'emat, Yama
believe what has happened to me. I feel all alone in this strange land of Moab without my kinsmen. I know. I'll return to Beit Lechem, where people know me. I said to my daughters-in-law, Orpah and Ruth, go back to your mother's homes. May the Eternal treat you kindly, just as you treated the dead and me with kindness. May the Eternal grant each of you to find contentment again. My daughters-in-law broke down in tears. They said to me, Ki itach nashuv lemech. No, for we will return with you to the people. What can you be thinking? Please go back to your family. Look at me. Do you think I have any more sons to bear who will become your husbands? Return to Moab, for I am too old to marry a man and bear children. Al banotai, ki marli ma'od mikem. No, my daughters, for my situation is much more bitter than yours. The Eternal hand has affected me.
Naomi, I will not leave you.
Ruth, look, I see that your sister-in-law Orpah agreed to return to her people and her gods. Please, Ruth, go follow your sister-in-law.
Al tifgi bi li'az baik lashuv me'acharaik ki el asher tilki alayik uva asher tilini alin amik ami velochaik Elohai.
Dear Naomi, do not press me to leave you, to turn back from following you. For where you go, I will go. And where you sleep, I will sleep. Your people will be my people. And your God is my God. Where you die, I will die. And there I will be buried. Let the Eternal treat me like this, and even worse. Only death will separate us.
Ruth, I am moved by your insistence and determination to join me, my people and my God. Your wish to do so with a whole heart. In joining me in my faith, we are united. Come, let us depart to Judah.
My soul thirsts for you, my flesh longs for you, in a dry and weary land without water. So may I look for you in the sanctuary, to see your power and your glory. Tzama lecha nafshi, kama lecha King Makoidesh Chazi Sicha V'Rais Uschach V'Decha King Makoidesh Chazi Sicha V'Rais Uschach V'Decha King Makoidesh Chazi Sicha V'Rais Uschach V'Decha Yamamamamai Yamamamamai Yararam Yamamamamai Yamamamamai Yararam Tama 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 lecha nafshi kama 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 lecha besari Tama 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 lecha nafshi kama 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 lecha besari Echti durin makosh tati edish mayor mako nekuplayish nepradayish mokorobis varku Echti durin makosh tati edish mayor mako nekuplayish nepradayish mokorobis varku Lai la 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 la
At the well in Beit Lechem, Naomi and Ruth journey until they reach Beit Lechem, where they're embraced by the community who recognize Naomi from an earlier time.
See how the people of Beit Lechem are making such a fuss about my return. But they remember me as Naomi. I, on the other hand, no longer wish to be called Naomi. That name means pleasantness. I don't feel that way. Instead, I ask that they call me Mara, for God has made my lot very bitter. Ani malea halachti v'rakam hashivani Adonai. When I left Beit Lechem, I was full, and God has brought me back empty. How can they call me Naomi when my lot in life is so harsh?
My dear mother-in-law, it's true that we've had so much trouble. We have had sorrow, and now we are destitute. I can help. Please allow me to do so. It's the barley harvest. I'll go to the fields and glean among the grain. Hopefully, I will be shown kindness.
O merciful one who answers the poor, answer us. O merciful one who answers the brokenhearted, answer us. Rachamana de'ane de'ane laniye ayve anena. Rachamana de'ane de'ane laniye ayve anena. Rachamana de'ane disvire liba anena ayanena. Rachamana de'ane disvire liba ayanena ayanena.
Ruth enters the fields of Beit Lechem and begins to glean, collecting enough food to sustain herself and Naomi. She takes shelter in one of the huts and is noticed by the field's owner, Boaz, who happens also to be relation to her in-laws. Boaz is drawn to her.
Ruth, I see that you wish to glean in my field. Please do stay close to us here, and no harm shall come to you. If you are thirsty, you're welcome to drink from our jars.
Why are you so kind to me and single me out when I am a foreigner?
I have been told about everything that you do for your mother-in-law, Naomi, after the death of your husband, how you left your father and mother and the land of your birth and came to a people you had not known before. My blessing for you is this: Yishalem Hashem Pa'alech, Asher Bat L'chasrot Tachat Kinafav. May the Lord reward your deeds. May you have a full recompense from the Lord, the God of Israel, under whose wings you have sought refuge.
Boaz, you are very kind to comfort me and bless me. Your words are gentle and soothing.
Come with me and join us in our meal. I will tell my workers to allow you to glean in my fields without fear. I will help you with whatever is needed.
The right hand of the Lord is exalted. The right hand of the Lord performs deeds of valor. Yemin Hashem Romehema, Yemin Hashem Osachayu, Yemin Hashem Romehema, Yemin Hashem Osachayu.
Ruth gleaned from the fields and brought home an abundance of food. She related to Naomi everything that had happened to her that day, especially the generosity of the man named Boaz.
Boaz is our relative. He is one of our redeeming kinsmen.
He told me that I will be safe in his fields. He reassured me that no harm will come to me.
Wow, Ruth, he's drawn to you. This is a good opportunity. We must find a home and a future for you. Now, Boaz, although not your closest of kinsmen, would be an ideal husband. According to our laws, a brother or nearest relative may redeem your land, marry you, and continue the name of your husband. You can't ask Boaz outright to marry you, but you can suggest it somehow.
We did have a great connection. What are you thinking?
Let's see. Tonight, the men of the fields will be winnowing barley on the threshing floor, right?
That's what I understood. Oh, Naomi, you're not suggesting that I...
Ruth, you must try. Wait till after dark. Cover your head so that no one will recognize. After Boaz had food to eat and wine to drink, he'll lay down to sleep in his hut. Go to him, uncover his feet, and lay there with him. When he awakes, he will see what you have done. He will see it as a sign that you wish for him to perpetuate the memory of your husband through marriage.
Naomi, you have not misled me once. I cherish your wisdom and guidance. I will do everything exactly as you say.
In the middle of the night, Boaz was asleep in his tent. He awoke and saw Ruth lying at his feet. When he realized that it was indeed Ruth, the widow of Machlon, he welcomed her and promised his devotion to her.
Ruth, it's true that I am your redeeming kinsman, and by law, I could redeem the estate of Naomi and then marry you. But there is a closer relative who may also have an entitlement. His name is Tov. I must inquire his intentions. Stay with me tonight. Tomorrow, Tov and I will talk in front of the tribunal. If he is willing to act as redeemer, I will step aside. If not, I will step forward and I will do whatever you ask. I love you and wish to marry you. Take this offering of barley corn to sustain you and Naomi.
Boaz, I shall tell Naomi what your plan is. Also, that we are beshert, intended to be together. May it be his will. My heart is filled with Hashem's blessing, and thank you for this gift as well.
Yeah.
stayed together until dawn. Ruth returned home to Naomi. She told Naomi that her plan had been successful. In the meantime, Boaz met Naomi's kinsman Tov in front of the town elders. Tov gave Boaz the right of redemption to Naomi's and her son's property and freedom to marry Ruth.
Ruth, today I am acquiring from Naomi all that belonged to Elimelech and all that belonged to Chilion and Nachlon. Ruth, I love you and want to marry you. We will perpetuate the name of your deceased husband, Machlon, upon his estate and upon our children. I assure you that his name will not disappear among his kinsmen.
Today, I acknowledge that you are acquiring from Naomi all that belonged to Elimelech and all that belonged to Chilion and Nachlon, my deceased husband. Boaz, I love you and want to marry you. Together, we will perpetuate the name of my dead, and also we will bring blessings to the nation of Israel.
This melody is a song of gratitude for the relationship between God and the Jewish people. There are two melodies composed within these words. The first, serene and spiritual, and the second is addressed to those who find their way back to God and grasp the rungs of the heavenly ladder. The melody has no final ending, encouraging us to deepen our connection to faith. Ata v'chartanu mikol ha'amin, ahavta isanu v'ratita banu, v'raimantanu mikol ha'shainai, v'kidashanu malkatasecha, v'keiratanu malkedu avodasecha, v'shimcha hagadol v'kadosh, aleinu kadasa. Ata v'chartanu, ata v'chartanu, mikol ha'amin, mikol ha'amin, ahavta isanu v'ratita banu, ahavta isanu v'ratita banu, v'raimatanu mikol ha'shainais, v'kidashtanu b'mitzvosecha, v'keiratanu malkeinu l'avodasecha, v'keiratanu malkeinu l'avodasecha, v'shimcha hagadol, hagadol v'hakadosh, aleinu kadasa.
Ruth and Boaz are married, and they were blessed with a son who would become famous among Israel. They named him Oved, one who serves God. He was the father of Yishai, who was the father of David. The themes of continuity resonate with the gathering at Mount Sinai and Kadesh.
When we lived in Moab, the Israelite line of my family almost ended. Without the compassion that Ruth showed me, I would have been completely lost. She was like glue to me. She did not abandon me. To care for a human being is the greatest lesson in humanity. We read the book of Ruth on Shavuot because its themes of compassion are central to the themes of Judaism. It is written that the acts of loving kindness are more desirable to the divine than all the sacrifices in the world.
I, Boaz, am the redeemer of the continuity of my people, and will be the great-grandfather of King David. I have a special admiration for Ruth because she followed in the footsteps of our patriarch Abraham, who left his home and his kindred to the land that God showed to him. We read the book of Ruth on Shavuot because its themes of a monotheistic religion is central to Judaism.
Naomi changed her name to Mara, meaning bitter, because her sorrow was unbearable. I too was grieving, and we needed one another. I was guided to join her and connected to her people. I, along with Boaz, provided continuity, perpetuating the family's legacy for all generations. You read about me on Shavuot because my story is central to the theme of Judaism. I accepted the God of Israel, which parallels the Israelites' acceptance of the Torah at Mount Sinai.
When you pick up the Tanakh and read the book of Ruth, it is a shock how little it resembles memory. Yet women have kept it dear for the beloved elder who cherished Ruth, more friend than daughters leave. Ruth brought even the baby she made with Boaz home as a gift. Show me a woman who does not dream, a double, heart's twin, a sister of the mind in whose ear she can whisper, whose hair she can braid as her life twists its pleasure and pain and shame. At the season of first fruits, we recall two travelers, co-conspirators, scavengers making do with leftovers and mill ends, whose friendship was stronger than fear, stronger than hunger, who walked together the road of shards, hands joined.
And you shall spread forth to the east and to the west, to the north and to the south. Let us be inspired by the faith ignited in Ruth's story from the songs of the Bible and the verses of Ruth's progeny, King David, songs of our people from ancient times to this day, and added to it the spirit and song of your soul. Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach.
Ya la 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 la
Beautiful. Thank you, Rabbi Rosalie and the Shavuot players, for a very beautiful and inspiring retelling of the book of Ruth. We're going to conclude our service now. We're just going to, that was in lieu, you'll be grateful to hear of the rabbi's sermon. That was in lieu of Musaf. And we're just going to conclude our service in the usual way. If you turn to page 203, we'll sing Ein Keloheinu to a wedding tune, seeing as this is a wedding. Mazel tov, everybody, by the way. Page 203, 204. La Mazel tov! Mazel tov, Ruth and Boaz! Mazel tov! Mazel tov, Rabbi Rosalie, for bringing it to us. Mazel tov! Mazel tov, Naomi! Mazel tov, narrator, cheesecake maker! Narrator, cheesecake maker, that's his new title. Please rise. We'll do our alternative Aleinu V'Hashevota, 3 lines from the bottom of 205, 3 words in. V'Hashevota El Levavecha Ki Adonai Hu Elohim Hashevota El Levavecha Ki Adonai Hu Elohim Hashevota El Levavecha Ki Adonai Hu Elohim V'nema B'haya Adonai L'melech al kol haaretz Bayom ha'u Yeh Adonai echad U'shema As we say Mourner's Kaddish, thinking as always of those among us who have had recent losses. With Jay, very recent loss of her grandfather. What's his name? Elliot. Elliot. And all of those who had recent losses. Today's Kiddush is a Shavuot ice cream Kiddush being sponsored by Susan in memory of her mother, whose first yard site was last week and whose favourite food was ice cream. And we're remembering Helene Franklin, remembered by Ron Franklin, Terry Danberg, Michelle Goldman's aunt, Katie Pickler, Janos Englander's mother, Clarine Gunn Weaver, Butch Weaver's mother, grandmother to Shana David and Becca, thinking of Wayne Zirkin, whose mother and sister both had their yard site yesterday on the first day of Sukkot. That's Aline Zirkin Hiltsley and Mildred Zirkin. Rona Cantor's mother, Beatrice Cantor's yard site was also yesterday. Michael Dahlberg's father's first yard site coming up this week, Sheldon Dahlberg. Michael Ginsberg's father, Morris Gerson Ginsberg. Mark Birnbach's father, Sol Birnbach. James Zirkin's grandfather, Isidore Moed. Julian Eisner's grandfather, Moshe Dubo. Carol Schuker's father, Fred Schwartz. Ephraim Ben Baruch Bracha. And Robert Silver's mother, Hannah Bat Mordechai. Anybody else? Oh, yes, David's remembering your uncle, right?
Aaron Herschel Ben Abraham.
Any other names people want to mention for Kaddish?
Tex Conde, Brett Slyman, the murdered of Ukraine.
Zichronam Livracha, may all their blessing, all their memories be for a blessing. Kaddish is on page 207. Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei Rabba ve'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei v'chol Beit Yisrael b'gala u'v'zman karim v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabba mevorach v'olam v'amin amaya yiparach v'yishtabach v'pa'ar v'kumam v'yitnaseh Yitada, Yitale, Yitalal, Shemei, Kusha, Be'ela, Minkol, Birchata, Shirata,
Tushbachata v'nekemata da'amiram be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlam ha'rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'akol Yisrael v'imru amen. Yaseh shalom b'momav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'akol Yisrael v'akol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. Chag Sameach, everybody. Thank you again. I don't know, Naomi, do you want to say anything? Just want to welcome everybody. This was a beautiful gathering for a second day, Yom Tov on a weekday. It's really good to see everybody. Lovely to see Rabbi Guthi here. Welcome. And great to see Doron Harrop. I haven't seen you for a while. Great to see you. And Adine Goldfeder, the son of my friend and colleague Rabbi Gabriel Goldfeder, who's here for the summer working at Camp Ramah. Welcome. Anyone else visiting? Do I know you? I'm not sure if I know you. I can't see you. Have we met?
I don't know. I was here a few years ago.
Yeah. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Marvin Yakubitz from San Diego.
Welcome.
My daughter and family live here in the group.
Welcome. Welcome out. Anyone? Any other visitors? Again, a huge shakach to Rosalie. Beautiful. Thank you for being here. I don't know what else to say. That's not when that's our Shavuot. It's almost a wrap with our Shavuot. We have ice cream kiddush, as I said, sponsored by Susan Cohen, and
don't forget the Jewish festival.
Boda Jewish Festival is next Sunday.
The Sunday after.
And the annual meeting is right on the on Juneteenth, which is also a really important day in our calendar. It's Father's Day, Juneteenth, and the day of the annual meeting. It's a bit of a crazy connecting of three very different things. And what else? Reb Sarah Bracha is going to be leading for the next couple of weeks while I'm up at Camp Ramah. I'm going up on Friday to spend Shabbat with the Tzevet, including Dean over there. Yeah, I think it's a wrap. Chag Sameach. I'm sorry about no Musaf. Those of you who want to daven Musaf, obviously you can stay behind for as long as you need. Don Olam Hashem Alak
choice of three presents for you. I'm not trying to stop you. Maybe a little. This one needs a little more explaining. For a brach, to be such as the end. No matter what you think, no matter what you think, you don't drop the ball. Just like, you think you do.
He always had Ricolas.
Yeah.
Always. But he would love to be able to dance.
sharing my offerings with the world and feeling able to trust that human beings are going to want them and to receive financial abundance from them.
All right. Shema Koleinu Yahweh. Chus Barachim Aleinu. V'kapi al Barachim Ratzon Tfilotim. Ki El Shemei Tefilos B'Sachamim. Ata At Hein. Hashem. Kodesh Baruch Hu Boy B'Shtei Hashem. Ulahor Hashefa Mei Olamot. Harein Mekabel Olam Mitzvah Baruch Shel V'Ahavta L'Re'ayich Kamocha. What's your full name?
Zahava B'Yisrael.
Zahava Bat Yisrael. May she continue to shine forth the light that she has. And may she trust that the light will be received, even if she doesn't see the ripples of the light. And out of those ripples, instantly happen in different ways overnight. And may she continue on her path to grow, to change, to be infinite and finite. May her gifts be so remarkable that people can just go, what? What? May she have enough parnasa to feel the needs in the world to be able to move to a higher level than survival, to the level of comfort and ease in transmitting and transporting her message. Ki at shall not feel the brachman, because the feminine face of Hashem, love us with the mother is great, cosmic compassion. Bruchad Yashchina, Shema Tfilot, Mavir Brachot. Zahava is Bat Yisrael. Zahava Bat Yisrael? Okay. Zahava Chaya Bat Yisrael. Should give you a sense of your own life. Zahava Chaya Bat Yisrael. How do you feel that? Ha'ahuva.
Amen.
And trust your tears to come up at the right times for you. They're not bad things. They're fine not to. It feels like they're infinite, but they're fine not to. But you trust them. You're very sensitive. That's good. You know, Asquale said, be yourself, everybody else is taken. Everybody else is taken. Myself be yourself. So, bracha in the area of patience.
Tzori
breaths, dafka at the moments when it feels like you have to make the decision so quickly. May you find that spaciousness in your heart to allow people to go at their own timing, even when it doesn't reflect the timing that you wish to flow by. May you trust and find the strength to surrender, that things will come, that whatever you're yearning for, that you feel impatient about, that impatience comes from a deep umatzmev, a deep, deep divine knowing that you, or they, or the world is deserving of that exact thing. May you be able to reframe this energy of yours, this impatience pattern, as a gift offering for yourself and the earth.
You are a good Baal.
Baruch atah Adonai Elohim haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav Etziana lilmod Torah.
Tzori v'goali.
Hag Shavuot.
Ay,